Welcome back to Verdante. So, in the last video, I discovered that I had a little bit of a problem because normally when I start a game, um, the initial oxygen generation comes from oxygen diffusers, which require algae, and unfortunately, the only algae in the map is in the slime biomes. And not that there's a problem with going into the slime biomes, but I kind of do prefer going into them a little bit later because I'm trying to avoid getting and dealing with all of the slime lung, at least at the beginning of the game. Now, this particular spot is particularly not great because everything is in the this polluted oxygen in here, and I'd rather not get that into my base quite yet. It's not like it's a big problem. The duplicants will survive; they aren't going to die, but it does cause some issues with regards to um, productivity. This one's a little bit better. I can maybe come into it from here, grab some of this algae in and around there. This one here is not a bad option either, and it's near a rust biome, which is actually quite cold. So I could actually maybe even electrolyzer over here. Yeah, that's the word. But unfortunately, I cannot dig through abyssalite yet, and I am a little ways away from that. Oop, maybe not. Pretty close. I'm getting there. So my options are, so those are two of my options. The other one, I've discovered that I have a couple of pockets of oxygen in my initial starting location, and some of them have oxalate. So I'm going to, I think, try to break into some of these spaces. They've got 8.7 kilograms. 5 kilos here, 1.47 or whatever, 1.4 kilos there, um, and a fair bit over here. So if I kind of break into some of these places, the oxalate will give me some extra oxygen that will help sustain me for a little bit. I think the plan is to build a little farm down here with all of the oxyferns I have. The problem is that because I have so much space, the air pressure is quite low. So even if I have just convert the carbon dioxide in my base, which there isn't a lot of yet, you see it's only at 260-ish kilos around here. So I need to have more air in my base. There's just not enough air to go around at this point in time. So I think we'll start digging into some of these places. And all right, so my duplicants have broken into some of these places. It's improving things a little bit here, but it's not going to be nearly enough. So there is a little piece of algae right there. I will get that dug up. First things first. Put that on a priority of 9. And is there, whereabouts here can I grab some algae that is safe to grab without having to break into the slime along there? Clay, gold amalgam, slime, algae. We'll dig some of that there. At this point in time, I am scraping and I am scraping as much algae as I can as quickly as possible. Now, I think then as well, what I will do, because it seems that there's some spaces here that I can actually dig in without too much difficulty. We'll go there instead. Go like that. Get ourselves some ladders into this area here. There's some algae down there. I'll get some of that out, and I'll be able to actually use the oxygen diffuser to get this to add to increase the air pressure over. Let's take a look at the overlay. That's looking a lot better. A whole lot better than it was before, at least. Okay, so lavatories are on their way. We have this almost plumbed in where I think we're looking okay. Oh, and research. What do I want to do for research? All right, we have smart batteries. I think I want to go and make automation. Yes, automation, because then I can hook these smart batteries up to automation and have them shut down my generators when it's time. Oh, more oxalate up here. Yes, please. I am going to dig up to there and open this up like that so that it will float nicely down into the rest of the base. All right, things are looking. All right, so the research into automation is now complete, and what I'm going to move into now is ranching, so that I can start getting myself a hatch ranch and start moving into hatch farming. Now, as I am doing this, I'm going to set up a wood burner right there, and I will set up a tile there. The goal is to fill this up with food. And what will happen when I fill this with food, it will actually keep it from spoiling because the carbon dioxide creates a sterile environment. And what that does is the food will last an awful lot longer, which makes it a kind of an ideal way to kind of preserve your food so you don't have to keep on worrying about running out of food there. All right, so coming along here, once these hydroponic farm tiles are built, the plan is to take um, some of these reed fiber and put them into there so that I can then have that as my all right, so the hydroponic farm tiles are getting built. I'm just going to put some simple reeds in there. Now, if you click on the copy settings, it will actually allow you to copy it into there. You don't have to actually worry too much about it. Well, it'll just copy the settings that you have. Now in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my polluted water, because I don't want that getting all over into my base. So let's take this. That's not quite done yet. Hold on a second. Copy settings. Here we go. And oh, come on. Hurry up. Let's get her done. Ah, there we are. All right. So have that done. A little bit more oxalate here. Hopefully that will start to slowly seep into my base. Let's take a look at the oxygen level. Oh, that's not too bad. Confined. Who's confined? Why are you confined? Okay, we'll just dig down one spot there. That ought to help you out in getting out. There you go. Come on. There you go. And I'm going to set these to a 6 so that they can get done more quickly. Once they get done, I can start. And this I need filtration medium. Do I not have sand? I don't have sand. That's kind of ridiculous. The number of things that I am missing in this. I don't see filtration medium. Do you see filtration medium? No, there is not. Let's take a look here. Filtration medium. Ah, sand is up there. So I just have not gotten to any sand. Wow, that is quite the map that I've got here. So I will get this built up. Maybe I will use... What's the best way to get to sand? Sand. Don't... let's just take this little bit here for the moment. Gonna need to open that up there and get some sand so that I can get those deodorizers working. Come on. All right. So my lavatories are completed. The sinks are completed. The drainage is set here. Need to have one more thimbleweed seed. I think that this will be enough drainage of the polluted water that's going to come out of these to go into there. I think that's enough. I don't think I need to have any more simple reed seeds over here. I will want to, I think, get rid of these things here because they are no longer going to be necessary as long as I have kind of judged my... Alright, so I have my duplicates starting to break into this slime biome. Now, as far as I can tell, they should be, if I dig in the right places here, they should be fine. Not actually releasing any slime lung into the air. Slime lung isn't necessarily a huge problem. However, if I'd rather not have to deal with it in the first, I don't know, 20 cycles of the game. It's just one less thing to kind of try to manage along. I think I just heard a printable. So let's take a look at what we can get. Oops. Printables. Here we go. Gastrophobia. Can't do cooking errands. Increased bladder. Supplying. I think I am going to go for... narcoleptic. Don't like that one. Small bladder. I don't know that it actually does much. It increases by plus 0.2 per cycle. Oh, I know. We will have him as Lieutenant Worf. He always needed a whole bunch of prune juice, so you never know. what that was all about. Okay, and we can get some skills. Let's go super hard digging. Super hard digging. And Worf, you are going to take improved carrying. You are going to be definitely moving. Ah, I've just realized that I am missing some mess tables. So I'm going to add a whole bunch of mess tables over here so that my duplicates have somewhere to eat. I'm noticing them just eating anywhere they please. And that's I prefer them to be eating the mess tables where they can get them. So as I said before, I've never used a wood burner before. And so I'm gonna give it a shot. Because it is a brand new thing, we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I've never used a wood burner before. Now, normally I would go for coal. I would go set this to 5%. What this will mean is that it will request fuel when the batteries are at 5%. Once it is out of fuel. So for now, I think with coal, I think you need something in the neighborhood of 5 or 6. For wood, I have no idea. So we'll start with 5 batteries and see how that goes. I'm going to get them all onto the grid. Then once they are on the grid, I will hook up the wood burner and I will then fill this area up with a whole bunch of carbon dioxide and we will see how this goes. Alright. It'll at least save my duplicates from being from needing to use the manual generator all the time to produce electricity. As you can see, it ran out overnight, the electricity, and the oxygen diffuser stopped working. So it's the oxygen levels are not ideal. However, they are not terrible at the moment. Breaking in and getting to these oxalate patches, I think, has helped out. Alright, so these batteries are getting themselves done. I'm going to hook the wood burner up and we will see how it goes. How long is it going to... How much power can I get out of this thing? This is going to be interesting. And let's disable this because that is going to cause... well, that will... Yeah, there's no need for it at this point in time. Alright, come on. Fill the wood burner. Let's see. Is there somebody coming in? Oh, nope. Come on. Set it to 6. There we go. Alright, let's see how long I have... How long this goes for. Okay, slowly filling these up. I think this will work. And these reed fiber, unfortunately, not growing too quickly. However, I think slowly get a slow trickle by the time I'm ready for Atmo suits, I think. So, with the oxygen diffuser having some algae now, I've got a nice little stash of algae. I'm going to queue up a couple of build commands and start excavating out the rest of this beginning biome here, just to get all of the resources I possibly can out of it before I kind of start tackling some of the more challenging or difficult biomes. Moved plumbing, we can get ourselves some insulated pipes, and eventually we'll get some radiant. Okay, so I have built the critter ranch, and once the critter ranch is built, I can start wrangling the critters. Now, what I did earlier is I went and I knew that I had a stone hatch around here, so I clicked over here to the capture critters. Click over there, and it will start, and you will find your rancher will start to wrangle that critter up. Now, my ranch is 25 tiles from end to end in length. Now, 24 tiles of 4 tiles high is the maximum length for a ranch. Now, what I've done is I've decreased the size there and added a pneumatic door here and a mesh tile there. What that does is it confines all of my hatches into this area here. Now, I can have a total of 9 hatches in a ranch. I put down a tile floor to keep them from burrowing afterwards, because what will happen if they burrow, they will kind of disappear off of the map and they will kind of not count towards the critter count. once I have them in a ranch, a couple things are going to happen. They will start to be groomed at the grooming station, and what that means is they will become less wild with each kind of passing cycle. Once they become tame, their reproduction rate moves up, and you suddenly go from having, maybe each hatch kind of replacing itself. Suddenly, you're able to get more and more ranches kind of growing as time goes on. Now, I see, if you notice, I have a pip in here, and I have a couple of shine bugs. I'm going to try to get those moved out of there. Probably going to just have to kill those shine bugs and move them somewhere else. Because I'm going to want to have get as many critters as as many hatches as I can. Now, feeding these guys. The recommendation is to always go with hold on one second. Go with sedimentary rock. Okay, sedimentary rock. What it does, sedimentary rock will evolve them slowly into stone hatches, which are slightly better than regular hatches. I think they produce more coal. I can't, offhand, I can't remember exactly why they're better. However, trust me, they tend to be better than your regular hatches. So, you'll notice my hatch here has been captured, he's been trussed, and now he is going to be dropped off into here. Eventually, hopefully, somebody's going to come over here and pick him up. Hello, there we are. Grabs a bag, puts him there, chucks him down there. Awesome. So there we are. We now have a hatch farm. Unfortunately, it is a pretty full farm with 3 critters in there, 2 of which are ones that I don't want. So I'm going to actually, I don't know what to do with shine bugs. I've never figured out what they're useful for. So, what am I wrangling here? Oh, I'm wrangling a shine bug. I did not realize I could do that. Oh, that is useful. Okay, I will move my shine bugs. Ugh, they're causing all sorts of problems with my duplicates. They are keeping them awake at night. I'm going to take and I'm going to move them. This might not solve any issues, but I'm going to set a critter drop off there for shine bugs, and we'll see if that works. So, new. Yeah, those are absolutely dreadful. Narcoleptic, don't like it. Yokel and anemic, don't like it either. We'll do a dust cap. For research, we're going to go into refined renovations. We can get fire poles, which just helps them duplicates moving down, and refinement, brute force refinement, which will get me some of the refined. Another thing to keep in mind is whenever you see these little kind of broken pieces in your map, what you want to do is you want to dig those out because they can contain all sorts of different goodies. Sometimes hatches, sometimes muckroot. This is kind of how I'm managing to survive without having built any farms yet, because I have been digging up all of these spaces to try to get as many things as possible to avoid having to so now that I have my now that I have my first hatch farm set up, I'm going to start doing a whole bunch of digging. Hopefully I can get a bit more muckroot so I can get that out of the way. I'm probably going to set up a mealwood farm for the meantime as I am getting prepared for everything. Put that somewhere lower down here, and maybe put in an oxyfern farm in here as well. Unfortunately, it uses water, which is at the moment still at a premium, so I might not be using a lot of oxy. Alright, as I am getting all of this area cleared out, I've also decided that maybe it would be a good idea to pull out this water, put it into here so it's consolidated, and I can use it later on. Are there any other hatches now that it is night? No, it does not appear that there is any more hatches. This is going to take a bit of time to get everything sorted out. So unfortunately, oxygen is continuing to be a bit of a problem. I do not have nearly enough algae to kind of sustain myself. So what I am going to be doing is I am going to no, it's all contaminated. Contaminated. I need to find uncontaminated algae, otherwise my entire base is going to get full of slime log. So let's take this area there. Like that, like that, like Okay, so as my duplicates were working in here, I did discover something that is quite exciting. Or maybe it's not so exciting, but it's very useful. There is some coal over here and some algae over there. So the plan is to start digging up a little bit, dig up here, and go out that way. Now, am I going to avoid all of the... Yes, nope. A little bit higher than that, so that I can avoid that slime lung. Don't need to. I probably, at this point in time, have enough that I can deal with slime lung without having without having any serious consequences. And probably very quickly I'm going to be destroying this slime biome so that I can build a electrolyzer in here. Alright, so we'll go like that. And I should be able to get into here. There's some coal, there is algae that will provide me with air and power generation using coal for a fair bit of time here. So we will dig all of this out. Once that is all done, that will be very, very useful. Lovely. And there's some chlorine in there. Don't care. I don't care. Chlorine is not as bad as you think it would probably be, considering that it is normally quite poisonous for people. For duplicates, they just hold their breaths. It does not hurt them one bit. It actually will maybe be useful if I can get some of this polluted oxygen. When I break into this slime biome, because it will kill germs quite handily. And it's time for some more research. So I'm going to go ahead and go for, if I don't have it already, advanced power regulation, because I do want a hydrogen generator, because that will be useful when it is time to build my electrolyzer. I notice that I have a hatchling egg here, which means which will be a problem coming up here. I'm going to want to build some incubators. Fortunately, I need refined metal, which means refinement, rock crusher. I prefer not to use this as much as I can. However, in the early game, it is kind of your only option for getting the refined metals. The reason why I don't like the rock crusher is because it gives you only 50% of the material you put into it. So if you put in 50%, or if you put in 1,000 kilograms, you only get 500 kilograms back, which is not ideal. Alright, so since the last update, I've done a couple of things. I have gone into skills, and I have increased Deanna's skills up on critter ranching, so she is now going to be animal husbandry too. And I've also increased the urgency, the priority on the 2 ration boxes up to 6. The goal with that is to get the food in there as soon as possible so that it doesn't go bad. Ooh, and looking at my calories, I've got pretty much just excellent fruit. So, in light of the fact that I'm going to be slowly starting to cut into my reserves, I've decided to start building some Mealwood seeds farms. So, easiest way to do this, go over here, click on Mealweed, click plant, click copy settings, and just go, there you go. It will plant a whole bunch of them at the same priority level. And what is wrong with these two? What is the issue there? Ah, they're just ready to be harvested. Okay, I go with planter boxes initially because they're a little bit easier to deal with, because I'm not going to be using them for very long. Once I've got enough hatches, I'm going to be eating eggs and I'm going to be eating meat. So at this point in time, I really just do not care. It's just make sure that I have enough food to kind of survive over the next little while. Now, how is my oxygen generation looking? Wow, that is looking very messy. Hopefully this will start getting... maybe I need to put the priority up here just a tad. Put it up to 6. So that this gets done and I have more algae to give myself some oxygen. So, we have some new printables. My 2 options are allergies and farming, squeamish, and animal husbandry and strength. Definitely want to go with animal husbandry. I'm going to be using this further in the game, more likely than farming. Allergies is useful because floral scent can improve morale. The other thing to note is that animal husbandry is currently, I don't know if it's bugged or working as intended. However, um, to scale up animal husbandry is challenging because the only way to do that is to for your duplicants to hug eggs. They don't do that very often. I think they do it once a day, and only with incubators that are powered. And I'm not going to be using any power. Okay, welcome to the team, Ogawa. And we will have you go into improved farming immediately. You will get improved carrying too. Haha. So, I've managed to tap into the algae over here, which will help with oxygen generation. Thankfully, it is growing up again. You know what? I think I need to have a second one of these oxygen diffusers because I am just not capable of getting enough oxygen with the one. I think I've left it too long, and I've had such a shortage of um, algae that it has caused a number of problems. So build a second one, see if that helps out. Also, I've put up in a bunch of planter boxes over here. I'm going to put a bunch of oxyfern over here and see if that helps the oxygen situation a bit too. They do use water, so they're maybe not the ideal solution, but I think they are more efficient than a than a um, than electrolyzer. So that might actually be working in their favor. Duplicate skills, data. You will be astronomy. There we go. All right, and now that I'm at it, might as well let's start off with 50 aluminum so that I have some refined resources. We can use those as a... So, research is up. So far I've managed to get a fair bit of the tree done already. I think... what do I want to do now? This is the kind of that portion in the game where you kind of start losing a bit of focus with regards to your... or at least I find I lose a little bit of focus with my research and wondering which ones are the best ones to go with. Um, Let's see here. I think I'm going to go for smart storage, after which I will probably go into atmosphere production, hazard production, protection. That will be... I'm not quite ready for atmo suits, but it will be useful once I am ready for them. And then start doing some of this automation stuff over there because that's going to be important later on. Alright. Oh, yes, actually, I do want to make sure I get Atmo gas shutoffs because I am going to be going, so looking at my gases here, they are a mess. I've got polluted oxygen everywhere, chlorine, um, polluted oxygen, carbon dioxide all over the place. I think what I'm going to want to do is start putting in maybe some airflow tiles in each of in here just for the moment, and get some oxygen, sorry, some decontamination done over here so that I can get some of that polluted oxygen into regular oxygen because, yeah, because it is better to have regular oxygen than polluted oxygen as much as you can. Your duplicates can breathe polluted or regular oxygen either way. However, polluted oxygen will grow slime lung, whereas regular oxygen or clean oxygen will not. So if I do this, it will help out with tackling that slime biome when I'm ready to deal with it. And actually, I should take a look at the germ overlay. I might even have germs, slime lung in my base already. Yes, it is all over the place. So yes, dealing with that, putting those up, setting them up will be probably a good idea. Do I have any filtration medium? This is the question. Ah, plenty of sand. So, yes, good, nice and set up. This will all... So, I have discovered a bit of a problem with the wood burner. It doesn't produce a lot of energy, only 300 watts, and that's not nearly enough to power everything I've got going on right now, which is surprising. But apparently I have enough things that it's just not able to keep up. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a coal generator. Let's put it right beside my oxyfern. And I'm going to put we'll do it this way. Cancel build. We'll have a power transformer here first of all. Then we will put a smart battery, which I cannot build quite yet, but I will put a regular battery as a placeholder. I'll put a coal generator there. Open this up. Put a tile there. Put a tile dig this up. Then I'll put a tile there afterwards. Put a tile here to keep all of that. Cancel. Again, there's something there. So dig that up, and maybe we'll dig down a little bit. And I will put a generator there. I'm going to need to get some aluminum, so I'm going to put this onto a priority of 7, so I have some aluminum, regular aluminum rather than aluminum ore, because I am going to need that. And actually, to be honest, I might even need to, in the meantime, build another wood burner so that I can actually refine those metals without any problems. So we'll go do all of that, see how it goes. Yeah, see, there's not enough energy. It keeps on running out of power. These batteries are not filling as much as they are needing. And look at that power. Ooh, there is a lot of power coming through. Yeah. Once I get this second wood burner going, and probably should have put it down below. Oh well, next time. Because it's making all of my upper levels full of carbon dioxide. That will eventually work itself out. Once I've got my carbon dioxide getting generated here, and these planter boxes getting filled, which is taking some time. Set it to 6. That'll get. So I've discovered a problem. My duplicates are not harvesting my mealwood. I'm running out of food, so I'm going to put that to a priority of maybe 7's too high. Definitely, but I definitely want it on a higher priority so that it gets done. So I'm going to put it there for now. I will reassess that in a little bit, see if I need to bring that back down. And while I'm at it, I'm going to put a few more planter boxes as I have the room for them, and I am going to fill them up with more mealwood seeds. So I decided I really can't wait any longer. I'm going to get this coal generator fired up, set the threshold for requesting fuel down to 5%, and we'll see how things go. I'll get a smart battery attached to it as soon as I'm able. I need to get that rock crusher going first though, so I'm needing 200 kilograms of refined metals, and I just do not have that or a way to get it quickly. So that rock crusher will be kind of my one option for the moment. And here we come. We got 1, 2. Maybe I'll get it quicker than I think. Alright, now that I have 200 refined metals, I'm going to go ahead and build a smart battery. I'm going to put it right there, and then I'm going to take some automation. Once I have 25, or once this is done, I will build an automation wire going from the smart battery to, oh, come on, going from the smart battery to the coal generator. What will happen is that I set the smart battery. On the smart battery, what I do is I set so I set this to 90, and then I set it to 60 on the low. So what will happen is that the coal generator will start up when the smart batteries reduces down to below 60% power. Now, as it stands, I'm going to get rid of all of these because I just don't need them anymore. I'm going to get rid of my two wood burners because I don't need them anymore, and I'm going to also deconstruct all of that wire going into everything in there because I will not need that anymore. This will be good enough to power my base for a time. I might want to add another coal generator at some point here, maybe on the other side. Now, these oxyferns hopefully will start reducing some of the carbon dioxide that I'm getting from this. This is all cleaned up, so I think I'm almost ready to maybe start thinking about tackling this slime biome over here once I have mopped all of this up. I think that is going to be my next video. Well, As you can see, everything is a huge mess right now when it comes to all of my gases. Having had all of these wood burners up here creating carbon dioxide up here uh, was probably not a good idea. Probably should have put them down here somewhere to keep the carbon dioxide closer to the bottom of the base. However, um, in very short order, probably maybe 4 or 5 cycles, everything should even out properly with the oxygen going up to the top and the carbon dioxide getting down to the bottom. As you can see, it's already starting to get a little bit better now that I've gotten rid of those. All right, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next